Welcome, come on in. Today's edition, we have Ellie returning as a guest. We'll ask her a couple of questions in a minute, but I just wanted to welcome new subscribers. Thanks for being here. And we get to explore with all the things that have happened in her life that are affecting her movement, but mostly her headaches. I'm Kara Lindell. I'm the founder of the Bridging Institute. And we help with your pain, your anxiety, your balance by resetting your micro movements. And part of that is assessing to figure out which ones to reset. So with that, we're going to dig right in. We met 3 months ago. So she's lived her life. Yeah. And so after that first session, we worked through, just to remind everybody, she's had a few different surgeries. C-section,
oophrectomy,
and then mastectomy, right? Mm-hmm. So what we found last time was the oophrectomy, I think, was actually the most contributing to like her tightness overall. And so it's kind of, usually the surgeries all end up having a role. It'd be interesting to see today what we find. Yeah. But so what did you notice?
I noticed the first couple weeks that my joints were a lot looser. Okay. And so the headaches were less, but I mean, the headaches are pretty normal for me. So they come and go. I cluster headache. Okay.
So we'll see. Hopefully just peeling another layer of tension away will just either sometimes it doesn't make them less often, but that you recover faster or the intensity is not quite as much. So any of those are in the right direction. Anything happened since, like, have you had any falls or any kind of injuries?
No injuries.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
Nothing new.
Yay. That's always a good thing. So let's just start out real quick with just seeing how she moves when she's standing. So I'm just going to go side to side, and that's really great. And just give a little turn. I don't feel any restriction at her hip, and forward and back. And this is the one, gosh, that's so easy. My hand was behind her, just barely pushing, and she just glided forward and back like sliced butter. And that was one that wasn't quite so easy.
That was stuck last time.
Yeah. So sit. Let's just do a real quick check sitting. And we're suspicious about shoulders. So we're going to check something with shoulders. Okay, can you sense that that's tighter?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're getting some of your movement from your legs. And it feels like it's tighter on the left side in particular. I'm going to hold under your elbows. Okay. I'm going to lift up. Maybe. Oh, I guess not. Yeah. So usually when I do that, I can get your whole shoulder to just slide up and then come down. Yeah. And let's see, does it go back? No. So there's a little bit of movement on the right, left, none. Can you sense that? Uh-huh. Okay, so lay down on your back. Let's see what we have laying down. So I'm just going to quick check in with legs. Super easy. And they seem similar so far. A little bit of movement. Yay. Arms. So that moves really well to the arm, like elbow, wrist, all of that. But let's see how it connects to our core. So there is a little bit of stretchiness sensation. That's better than before. Okay. Because you were super tight up at the chest. Okay, I'm going to check something different. I'm going to hold her whole arm, supporting her elbow. I'm going to lift up. So that's the equivalent of like reaching forward. Does her core follow? It does. That's nice. Okay. Well, let's check your other one. And your elbow didn't want to bend. What was up with that? Okay, and then, so that does too, and then let's see about that stretchiness. So this actually feels tighter. That's interesting because when you were sitting, it's felt like the left side was tighter. I'm gonna just grab both. I'm gonna roll you a little bit toward me. Oh, your right shoulder is not moving.
Not surprising.
No, so it's always interesting of like what you can tell in each position because then you have to stop and think, what does it mean? Okay, well, that doesn't move either. You know what? Roll on your side. Let me check one quick thing with shoulder and... Okay, I'm holding at your ribs, trying to move your whole shoulder area of your core forward and back. It's not moving. Okay, I'm going to come down here, and that moves, and that's beautiful. Flip on your other side, and we'll check that other one real quick. So I'm going to check below, and that's pretty nice. Again, holding ribs. So there's a tiny bit of movement here, and the left is not at all. Are you know what, just for our viewers, can you sit up and we'll flip the other way?
Sure.
Because I think one of our rules of thumb is we start with what's good. And the right side is just a little bit better. So I'm going to have you roll on your side. Do you want a pillow or are you okay like that?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use one of our little peanut balls and I'm just going to hold. So where are the incisions? On like around the side or under?
They are like right here.
Okay. So I'm going to support where the scar is and know that they did more than what was just in the scar. And add a little movement. I'm also using my backhand to support her shoulder blade, and just so that there's some control. And trying to add some movement to her upper core. There. Well, that was kind of easy. So her shoulder, you can feel the shoulder blade, everything's moving up and down, and that's not what we could do when she was sitting. And just kind of playing with some different directions just to make sure that everything's really nice and easy. Oh, that is a little tight. So there's a
lot of scar tissue there.
I should be able to take her arm overhead, give a little bit of a movement, and her whole side just like elongate and stretch. And it feels really tight, kind of right in here. So I'm going to support where it's tight. Again, we're not trying to break up any scar tissue. We're just trying to support the area and allow it to remember how to move. It was disturbed pretty much with the surgery, and then the recovery takes a while, and those muscles just forget how to work together. And there are layers. Not only do the pecs attach to the ribs, there's muscles between the ribs and here. That's starting to move better. Oh, that was nice. I kind of felt it was like using this like a can opener, and this opened out. Okay, let's see. Oh, there you. It's not 100%, but that is so much better. I'm just gonna see, do we get movement on your side? A little bit. Let's see if we can get a little bit more, but let's kind of come from the hip end of things. Are you okay with me holding your arm like this? Okay. Sometimes it's not all the fault of the part that's tight. It's the other muscles that attach to it and give some support and help from a distance. There. I'm just following the directions that she has easy movement and just helping her body put together another piece and connect those together, and her arm just turned in a different way than what it had been. It came forward more. So that's more movement at the shoulder. My goodness, that's super easy. Hopefully that feels nice.
It does.
And now it elongates better. So you were missing some interconnection, allowing you to get your obliques and lats. So if you were trying to work out, doing overhead anything would be not the easiest.
It is not.
It should be better. There. Okay. So I can feel she's got connection into lower part of her core now. Should be just a little bit bouncier, but I think that we'll take what we've got for now. So I'm gonna let you sit up and we'll flip over to the other side, and let's hope that left actually freed up from some of the movement on the right.
All right.
Okay, so let's just double check. I'm going to hold at ribs. Yes, because this did not move at all. So again, we start with what moves because sometimes that is doing the job for other parts of the body and that they're stiff and rigid. Okay, scars in the same place on this one?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to hold. Did you have drains also?
I did.
Similar places?
A little off, more off to the side.
Okay, so I think we're going to support more in the drains with this one. It's funny, with many surgeries that are in the core, we'll find that one side ends up being tighter than the other. Sometimes it's just the process of surgery. You have to start at one place and end at another, and there's just different tensions because of that. But this one is tighter.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is the side that my migraines start on. Oh.
So what's interesting from a body function standpoint, this shoulder area right underneath the collarbone, that from a lymphatic standpoint is a hugely important area. It's where the transition from the lymphatic system into the venous system occurs. And with the tightness that you've got here, I wonder if that was compromised a little bit. And I wonder if that also is playing into some of the pressure from your head. Because part of the pressure in your head is actually fluid. Okay, shoulder's starting to move better. That's her arm. And just using this on her side where she would have had the drains. And probably a little bit with the incision. And still trying to get a little bit more movement. This one is not as easy as the other side. So sometimes depending on how the implants are secured, they're also restricting some movement too. So we're not trying to force anything to move. We're just trying to get the entire system to give up a little bit more or help it get everything it's got available to let go. There. That moves a little bit better. So let's see if we can get your arm overhead. Actually, that's much better. Okay, let's see about connecting. Oh, that does not connect. So the tightness is in a different place than the right. The tightness is actually right about in here. Mm-hmm. So you may be wondering, how can I tell? If you've fished before, like roll a rod, reel, line, sinker, the whole thing, you can tell if you have a fish because of how tight it feels. You can tell which way the fish is swimming. You can have a sense if it's a big fish or a small fish by how the line feels. So this is the same kind of tension. Like I can tell how tight it is and what direction it's tight in. So I'm actually supporting underarm and kind of turning through the forearm, which starts to turn at the shoulder, and it is loosening up some. There. Supporting in closer so that it's more controlled. And again, giving some support where the surgical sites were. There. Okay, your shoulder blade's starting to move. You feel that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's moving up and down. Let's see if we can connect to lats and obliques yet. No. So there's still some tension. It feels like it's on a line like straight through here. So I'm just going to support that. And I'm also supporting on the back side. You might wonder why I don't use my hand to support on the front. I can. It's a little personal to start with, but you'll tell me how different it feels. Mm-hmm. This is a softer, but yeah, it's hopefully a little bit nicer. But sometimes massage therapists or other manual therapists want to clear up break down that scar tissue and just kill you with pressure. And what we find is the body actually will give up a lot more if you use a really light and very distributed pressure. There. Okay, now your whole torso is starting to turn better. So I wonder if some of the stress here was actually some trauma a little bit further down. There. All right, let's see. Oh. Ellie, it feels like it's stretched out. Do you feel a tension still?
It's much better. Yeah.
So I'm going to support. Your arm is angling back more in case you can't tell from the video. I'm going to support the same area, and but it seems like the lower rib really has some play in all of this. So I'm supporting with a little bit more compression. I'm not sure that you can actually tell that. Can you tell that I added a little pressure?
Yeah.
Okay. There. Oh, there. Your ribs are actually moving a whole lot better. For the life of me, I can't imagine why this side would be so much more involved with your ribs. But we weren't there when they were doing the procedure. You were, but you weren't.
Right.
You weren't there with any ability to report back to us.
Right.
So I'm just kind of rocking her through general motion with her supporting her chest and letting her lower body kind of connect in, and there's some more opening. Well, let's see about reaching up. Oh, hello. That's actually almost equal to the other side. Can you feel it bounce?
Yeah.
Okay, so go on your back. We want to make sure they're kind of pretty even. So reach your arms up and then back overhead and see if the way they pull through, does it feel somewhat similar?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to see if you can connect to your obliques and lats. So hold on. This is like a lat pull down. Pull down. I'm going to give you just a little resistance. Good. Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit more. Do you feel your core working?
A little bit.
Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit more resistance.
Yeah.
I can see it. Yeah. You're engaging everything. Yay.
Okay.
Back to the gym, January.
I know, right? Yeah.
So, okay, let's see if she rolls now. Yay, they move her shoulder. Let's see about the other side. And then we'll make sure your head is centered when you're standing. Oh, that's wonderful. Sit up and let's see if it's easier for you to move, which will be interesting because everything that changed really was more up in this area and just a little bit down through her rib cage. So check side. That is much flowier. Wow. I'm always amazed at how the body's connected. Oh my gosh, the turns are so much easier too. But it's kind of hard for me to even realize how much the ribs can hold up so much core movement. And actually, let's make sure your head is centered right now. So I'm just checking left and right. That feels equal, and left and right. And then I'm holding in the back so it's supported. To back, whoops.
Pretty tight.
Doesn't want to go. Okay, let's see about forward. Does go, so we stick with what works. And then let it, there you go. It just needed some practice. I think it was pulled so tight from everything here that it just tightened up in the back. So stand up.
Okay.
Let's recheck. All right. How she's moving, standing up. Super easy. You're just like bouncy. Great. Sit down. Let's just recap. So Ellie was bothered by headaches, but she's had all these big surgeries in her core. Last time we saw her, we worked on one in the abdomen helped her feel a little bit looser and more mobile, but didn't have that much effect on the headaches. This time, much more at the shoulders and just how her upper core could move, definitely related to the surgeries. And then her neck was able to move more easily. So again, the effects of the surgeries and scarring and the recovery and all of that, it's like they can have some pretty far-reaching effects. So hopefully the headaches will tone down a little bit.
It feels good.
Yay. So for those of you who have been through the prophylactic surgeries or have had other surgeries in your core, yes, we can help, and this is only the second time we've met, and it's a few months in between, so you don't need to come very frequently. It's just a bump up from what you've already been through with your exercises and other therapy, just to put your whole system back together so that you have more possible. So we're in the northern suburbs of Chicago if you want to come in for an appointment yourself. Or if you're a professional watching this and you want to learn to do bridging, we have workshops coming up, and the schedule for that is on our website. Thanks for joining us. Give Ellie a big thumbs up. This was great, great example. And hit subscribe so that you can get more of these interesting episodes. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Such an honor to be able to help you.
Yeah.
She has a business in the area and helps a lot of other small businesses. And so it's always a pleasure to be able to keep the community strong.
Yeah,
so.
Thank you. Feel the same.
Thanks.